Tudo bem.
Perfeito. Hello everyone, welcome to another video log. I'm here with Pedro Ângelo, who is
Hi.
also one of the members of this residency. I'm going to put this a little bit more there because we do everything live. There we go, it's perfect. So Pedro, what are you doing here at the residency? What's your project?
Yeah, so I'm working on a project by a Brazilian artist called Bruna Christófaro. We're making a rainbow machine.
Rainbow machine?
Yeah, it's an interactive installation where you get to create your own.
So recreating
rainbow.
a waterfall?
Yeah, basically that. So we create a screen with a lot of water nozzles to make a very fine mist, and then we use a projector to project some light into it and generate a sort of a mock rainbow that you can mold with your hands.
You're using a kinetic with that?
We're using a Kinect to sense your gestures and then transform them into rainbows.
Okay. I guess you have to see the video to see how that actually works in real-time practice. And you're trying to do this thing where you recover the water and reuse it again?
Yeah, so the big challenge for this residency is to remake the structure that we already have that uses the one we have now uses running water, so water from the tap, and we just push it out the nozzles to create the mist, and then all the water goes to waste. And what we're trying to do is to have sort of a mechanism to reuse the water. So, a big reservoir, a water pump, and just recycle the water as much as we can.
Okay. You have a certain thing with water. You've been involved in a lot of water projects. Is that you or Monica's that always pushing that?
No, basically we are interested in working with natural phenomena. And how you can use natural phenomena as material for artistic experimentation.
Okay.
So, we already used fire and wind and...
didn't you do something with the surf waves?
Yeah, we were...
was that
it was a project.
Conceptual?
It was a project. But we'll eventually get to that. But basically that's the basic idea of
the
what,
forces,
what
the heavy forces from Mother Earth playing a part in artistic creation.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So you were one of the guys who was in the old residencies that we used to do 10 years ago here at Convento da Salvação. So what can you tell us about those good old days?
Well, they were a lot of fun. Basically, we met a lot of new people who today are...
some of them already passed away. We were talking about Mayur and also Victor.
Yeah.
So, 10 years, I mean, it's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time, yeah. And some of them are well-known artists now. They have their own exhibitions, and, like people like Philippe Paes who, curate international exhibitions. So it was great to have met them here, while they were starting their careers. So we made a lot of friends, learned a lot of new things, had lots of ideas, crazy ideas that some of them never materialized, but we never forgot.
I think the best one was one where we put an RC car with a wig on top. That was the best idea.
That was great.
We could drive the wig around. It was like a heavy-duty project. It took us a whole 10 minutes to go from conception to production.
Yeah. Well, one of the cool things of these residencies is this idea of speed projects. So someone has a crazy idea, we have the materials lying around, and someone says, "Yeah, let's."
It used to be more about it. Now it seems that these latest ones we already come with a project at hand. I kind of like the old format a bit better because I was just I would show up with I don't know 3-4 ideas or possibly maybes. We would just put them all on the whiteboard, and you could just do whatever you want, whatever other people felt interesting. Of course, you didn't have as much stuff for show, for exhibitions. And so now with this new model, we get a little bit money because we show it at Plano do Conhecimento. So it's good financially, but in terms of research and development, and just having fun. The previous model was more interesting, in my personal opinion, at least.
I agree with you. I mean, it's now it's a bit more about production rather than research, and so the focus, is a bit more about getting things done. Having a goal and getting things done, and not so much in learning with other people.
But also, 10 years ago, we didn't really have the boom of maker spaces that we now have in Portugal. So it was different. It was like we never had the space where we could just go. Well, we had the maker labs of Audiência Zero, of course. That was what sprung the whole let's get together and do a creative residency thing, because we had these maker spaces. We had Outlab in Lisbon and we had LCD in Porto. And that's where the idea came from, to get both labs together and do a creative residency together. That's what sprung the thing. I don't know who actually got the connection with Convento. I think maybe Guilherme Martins.
I think it was Guilherme,
because he was working with Rui Horta at that time. So maybe it was him.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, it's a very cool place. We also exchange a lot of knowledge on random stuff. Like we were just talking about that we should do like a video, just Q&A for artists that wants tech
support for digital artists.
Yeah, tech support for digital artists. Like you guys ask us the questions and we just sit down with a panel of experts and we answer the questions, which is pretty much what we've been doing doing lunches and dinners around here. Someone starts talking about something and the other side of the table has an idea on how to fix that, or something that he's seen before that might be in line with that. So yeah, that's the plus side of these residencies.
One cool thing that I noticed is that this residency has a lot more tech people than it used to.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's pretty much the same.
I don't know. That's the feeling I got from but it's great.
We have less designers on this one, but we have more photographers, for example.
Yeah.
We haven't had a workshop on photography yet, though. So looking forward to that.
We should.
Because the original residencies were also about connecting art and technology. So the maker labs from Audiência Zero were always open to whoever wanted to do stuff, and lots of people would just come in as an artist looking for technological solutions, and then they would meet other people there who are programmers or makers who like to get their hands dirty and get stuff done. And that's pretty much how things started connecting. It's a worldwide phenomena.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's been growing, and we're really happy to have been part of.
10 years ago, we had like one Fab Lab in Portugal. Now we have, in Lisbon we have like 5.
Yeah, everywhere, and also maker spaces and all these collaboration spaces.
And that what's it called, Repair Cafe in
Lisbon. Yeah.
Have you attended?
Yeah, I used to, but then they
changed location.
No, basically they started just using Facebook to notify people.
And you don't use Facebook?
I don't use Facebook, so just someone usually tell me, "Did you go to Repair Cafe?" And
no one told me about it.
When was that? It was yesterday. Oh, I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So I might eventually go back there.
That's the problem of these new media platforms. People assume that everyone is there.
Yeah.
And you're not. It's like I post things on Twitter and I assume everyone checks my Twitter. Everyone who knows me should read my Twitter, and that's not true. That's not true at all. People don't give a shit. People just use the shit that they use. They don't care about, like, some people only use Instagram, other people only use Facebook, and other people just talk face to face and give other people use the telephone. So that's a hard problem to solve. I know. Let's create a new social network.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
And ask everyone to join. That will solve everything. It's gonna be the connecting force. We were talking about the mailing lists of Audiência Zero as well. That they sadly went down on the server change, and that we should try to get a replacement for that.
Yeah, we're kicking around several ideas. Probably not going to bring back the mailing list as they were, because basically nobody except us old schoolers, use them properly as a discussion medium. Most people just use them to consume stuff that other people posted.
Yeah, they search them, but they don't.
Yeah, they read them. Yeah, we know that people read them, and we know that people use them because every once in a while someone would tell me, thank you for posting that event on the mailing list. That's where I found out about it. So we know that people read them, but they weren't being used as a discussion media because nowadays on the internet discussion has moved elsewhere. People are
Facebook.
Yeah, discussing things on Facebook, on Twitter,
There's this new alternative to Facebook that Jerry Ellsworth was talking about. She closed her Facebook account and she was promoting it, and I don't remember the name of the thing.
Was it Minds?
I don't think it was Minds.
Okay, Minds is a sort of decentralized Facebook clone.
There are a few alternatives already around, but this is yet another one.
There's Diaspora.
Diaspora came and went. They got a Kickstarter and everything, didn't they?
They're still running. But
no one fucking uses it.
Well, some people use it. I still use it. So lots. It's not very big, but it's really interesting. It's really it's much more diverse in terms of what pops up on your feed than if you use Facebook or
There are too many social network channels out there. That's the main issue. And if you end up wanting to be on all of them, you spend all of your day just alt-tabbing between the different social networks and checking the same news and not doing anything and
having Slack consume all the memory of your computer just by being lodged on a tab. So you have many times I've had to use Slack for work, and people would just ask me, why don't you keep Slack open? Just because
I want my memory.
Yeah, because it takes like 2 gigabytes of memory just to keep it open. So
yeah, which is ridiculous. In 2018, something taking 2 gigabytes of memory.
It's
an IRC client taking 2 gigabytes of memory.
Yeah, glorified IRC clients taking 2 gigabytes of memory. It's ridiculous. Shit. So that's a problem, I think.
That's a cancer.
That's everyone has their own communication tool, communication media, messaging platform, whatever, and it's getting harder to just finding a middle ground solution for getting everyone in the same page.
That's why we do this creative residencies. Everyone is forced to come here.
Yeah, face to face is still the best. It's still the best way to talk to people and get them on the same page.
We have an interesting project about that as well here on the residency. The project by Elena and Lucy. They're doing this how people use social media to communicate when they are close to each other, and how they prefer social media instead of face-to-face communication. And the project is very interesting. They basically have a bed where they are, one of them in each side of the bed, and they are with their backs to each other, and they're texting each other and chatting with each other from one side of the bed to the other via the application instead of talking face to face, which is going to be curious.
That should be interesting. It should be.
I'm curious on how the public will see it, if they will understand the message. That's usually one of the biggest problems on interactive installations is, are you transmitting your message clearly? Because you might have a very good concept, but is that what people will perceive when they see it?
Yeah, I think this is the sort of a quintessential problem of interactive art, any kind of interactive art, because the participant is so integral to the work itself. You don't know how they will respond.
Yeah.
All you can do is try to design the experience as best you can to transmit.
But I think like in I guess this problem is parallel to all kinds of arts. Like people make music for themselves as well, and then some people understand what's behind the music and other people don't. And also for painting and sculpture,
sure.
People might get wrong ideas out of that. So it's all about context in the end.
It is, and it's also about time to reflect. If you're looking at a painting, you have time to reflect. If you look at the painting in a gallery, you have time to look at it, think about it, contrast it with the other works and in the gallery. And usually with interactive artworks, you just have like 30 seconds to interact with the work, and only later
try to figure out what was that all about.
Yeah. So that's also.
I mean, in modern museums, you also only have a few seconds to see. I mean, if you go to the Louvre, there are so many things.
Yeah.
You don't have time to spend 1 hour looking at one painting, or you do, but then you don't see the rest.
Yeah, and some of them you just can't. Things like you can't just go see the Mona Lisa and stay there for 3 hours. You just need to go.
But,
yeah, you saw it. Move along.
Yeah, move on. Other people want to take photos of the Mona Lisa, so fuck off. Okay, so thanks so much for the chat,
yeah,
Pedro.
it's great.
And see you guys at another video log later on. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Take care.